Ariel Mitchell Kidd, thank you for being with us. Your client filed a police report at the time of the incident, but was afraid to put Sean Combs' name on the report. What happened?
So at the time when she was able to make her hearing escape from her assault, she ran down the street and a neighbor took her in, and that's how she was able to contact the police. At that time, she was very afraid to name Mr. Combs, mainly because this was at the height of his career. She felt crazy even telling the neighbor who it was and feeling like no one would believe her. And I too feel the same way because in 2021, uh, this is a case that's actually still pending in Florida courts. Mr. Combs is named as a defendant in a lawsuit that I have with Trey Songz. Also in 2022, Mr. Combs was his home rather was the location of two separate sexual assaults by young ladies by Chris Brown. And in 2021 and 2022, I personally was sounding the alarm about Mr. Combs that there was something was not right, that these acts, these sexual assaults kept occurring at his home, and no one wanted to listen to me. No one wanted to believe me. And then I had individuals, including a celebrity chef and other high profile celebrities and politicians in Miami who were warning me that my life was in danger if I persisted in these claims against Mr. Combs. So I truly believe that all of these individuals who are now coming forward are doing so now because now finally they're feeling safe that they can make these claims without fear of harm or retribution.
In another universe, I would have thought, Ariel, that that's far fetched. But now that I know so many other women are saying I was threatened. I was threatened that a pornographic tape of me would be revealed. I was threatened my career would end. All sorts of threats if they came out against Sean Combs. It's not far-fetched at all what you're saying. Could you tell me about what your client says happened the night she says Sean Combs sex assaulted her?
Yes, so what she told me was she was with a friend, and the friend gets a phone call from Mr. Combs asking him what he was doing and if he could come over. And he said, "Sure, I'm just having at home having some friends over." Mr. Combs came with Christina Quorum, who we know Mr. Combs to say that that's his right hand woman. He shouted her out in that BET speech where he named Cassie at the end of the video for staying with him through the dark times. My client has identified Miss Coram as an additional person who will be named as a defendant in our lawsuit, who was present at the time. She said Miss Coram and Mr. Combs were making jokes about sex trafficking her, about how she would be a good person to take to the parties and that a lot of men would like her. And eventually she was given, everybody started drinking. She was given a drink, and she said she took one sip and knew something was off and stopped drinking and still and started to feel woozy. And then Mr. Combs assaulted her with an inanimate object, which I'll name in our complaint, which is coming soon, and then instructed another gentleman who was there to penetrate her with his while Mr. Combs was in the corner watching and pleasuring himself.
Okay, Ariel. Guys, you're hearing Ariel Mitchell Kidd, who is representing yet another claimant against Combs. For those of you that want to buy in to the photos of him drinking champagne and pouring it on people and his fur coats and his diamond necklaces and his gold chains, blah, blah. The devil can dress up in a tuxedo too. Does that mean anything to me? No, it does not. What your client is saying predates by years the federal indictment. What is she, clairvoyant? She is saying she was invited to a party. She is saying that there was talk of trafficking her. In other words, farming her out to other men that would enjoy meeting her.